We are with Sara Green, who is the new Scottish Marathon champion after a fantastic run in London at the weekend. Congratulations, Sarah.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And tell us about the day. Tell us about your run. Quite an achievement.
Yeah, to be honest, the run actually went as planned, which doesn't always happen, certainly not in a marathon. So yeah, great build up to obviously being in that kind of section behind all the elite men. So you're getting a real good build up there. The adrenaline's going, and then from the start you're just into the race. So the plan really had been to kind of pace myself over the first 20 miles and then race the last 10k as I felt I could. So yeah, first 5k was a little bit up and down pacing wise as you're getting into it, the adrenaline's rushing, but once I settled into it, really enjoyed enjoyed the day. It was lovely. You go around Cutty Sark, the atmosphere there is amazing. Over Tower Bridge, that really gives you a real lift. I mean, you do have your ups and downs in the race, obviously. I think, 1 minute you think you're going to beat the whole world, and then 800 meters later, you're questioning your life choices. But yeah, and that happened probably about 6 or 7 times throughout the 26 miles. But yeah, it really did just go to plan. My pacing went as it should have. When I look back at my markers, I hit kind of each marker as I was supposed to. And then from 20 miles, just decided to forget the watch, forget anything else that was going on, and just push as hard as I could. So yeah.
Great. And as I understand it, you didn't get much of a rest day following the race.
No, I've been at work today. It's been fun at the primary school where I work. So yeah, I wasn't so much down on the floor with the children today because I don't think I would have gotten back up again. But it was nice just to go in and be around a bit of normality after the yesterday, because yesterday was quite crazy.
I can imagine. And I think I'm right in saying we were just chatting a little bit earlier, and you mentioned that this wasn't particularly in the plan, long term wise. This was something that you kind of turned around and thought, well, actually, maybe I can give it a go.
Yeah, the last time I did a marathon was supposed to be my one and only marathon in 2019. I didn't enjoy the experience. I think I wasn't in the same place as an athlete as I'm in now, but over the summer, I was doing quite a lot of long running in terms of preparation for a half marathon that I was doing. Quite enjoyed it, and jokingly said to Neil Renton, who coaches me, maybe I could do another marathon. And he was like, "Oh, hang on." And then when the marathon championships came up that they were going to be in London, we kind of sat down and had a bit more of a serious conversation and said, well, do you know, what do you think? And having run it past my husband and mum, who were going to be taking charge of childcare while I was out doing my training, yeah, we agreed to just go for it. And so sort of from the middle of December, I've been really focused on this as sort of the end goal, obviously with a lot of cross country and other events in between. So yeah, it was never meant to be, but I'm glad it did happen now. So,
And I think I'm right in saying that's almost exactly a 20-minute PB. Is that right? Over your
yeah,
previous London run as well. Yeah.
yeah. Last one was 3:04, and I think I was really pleased with that. I was really happy to get close to the 3 hour mark. Probably in the back of my mind, I did have that. Is there a bit of unfinished business? Could you go under three? But because I hadn't enjoyed the experience, I was like, do you know, it's maybe just not meant to be. Um, but this time, definitely the target was the sub three, and initially the target was sort of to target 250. And then as the season's progressed, and I've done sort of the road relays, the Tom Scott more recently, we then kind of looked again at timings and said, right, actually, seriously, we need to probably bring that down a bit, and look at sort of to targeting the 245, which is what I was targeting at the weekend. So
That's pretty much dead on there. I think 2:44:41, wasn't it? So that's
yeah,
good pacing
yeah.
there. And you mentioned the season there. You've had a fantastic season, lots of podium places and first places, especially in the Masters races, but across the cross country season, I think fourth at the national cross country. Tell us about that. How's it been going through all these events and consistently performing?
It's been unreal, to be honest. I mean, if a year ago you had said to me that this would be the season coming up, I would have really not believed you at all. Um, Again, I think Neil and I, as a sort of team of coach athlete, have really looked across my training and seen what's been working for me well, what we need to tweak in what I enjoy doing, as much as anything, because I think when you're enjoying something, you are keen to sort of dedicate yourself to it a bit more. Started off really with the trail champs, and sort of end of August was the first thing that we kind of said, oh, we'll dip our toe in at that and have a go. And it was really the first race where I just thought, do you know, I'm just going to do my own thing here. I'm going to run my own race. I'm not going to worry about who's in it, what anybody else is going to do. And I really, from the start, took the race by the scruff of the neck and just went with it. And I think winning that and sort of being national trail champ was an incredible start to the season. And from there on, I think it just gave me a bit of belief that actually you've got it in you. If you just run your own race and do your own thing, you can achieve more than you think. And that was really the start of it. And then moving forward, I had the Scottish half at Musselburgh, which again, didn't expect to go in there and win it, just really went in to try and get a time. And, you know, won that and then got the course record there, which was just mind-blowing. And then it was really into cross-country season from that. So again, I had the East League started, you know, Gala cross-country, that went well. And then built on that up to sort of the peak of that was supposed to be the international in Dublin, obviously, with running for the Scottish team, which was amazing atmosphere. The Masters team is absolutely incredible, so supportive. It's such a great community. And throughout the whole season, everything that I've kind of been achieving, it's the Masters community more than anything that have been really supportive and are, you know, so excited about things I've achieved. I think because it's nice to see maybe somebody who's a Masters athlete achieving in senior races. I think one of the nicest comments I got when I won the Scottish half was somebody had said, oh, it's so lovely to see somebody in my age category winning this. And, you know, I think some people might say, oh, you know, they're going on about how old you are. Well, yeah, but actually I'm quite proud to be a Masters athlete who is achieving in some senior races, and that's, you know, 2 national championships at senior level, and I'm 41. So, you know, I joke with my friends and I say, like, I'm flying the flag for old lady racing, but actually the community have really got behind me and are been really supportive, and it's just an amazing community to be part of. It's brilliant.
And is it fair to say as well, I mean, that we've got a lot of quite strong Masters athletes in Scotland at the moment? Obviously, Alistair Walker, who's another Borders athlete, Fiona Matheson, Paul Forbes, all been running brilliantly in recent years. Does that also sort of give you a lift in terms of the Masters community and what can be achieved there as well?
Massively so. I mean, they're all people that you aspire to be. Fiona Matheson especially, and I are frequently in contact. And she really was the one person. The first time I ran for Scotland was in Derry, and I was so nervous. I just kept thinking, what am I doing here? I'm not good enough. I'm going to be last. You know, all those self-doubts that you have before you've run in your first sort of international event. And Fiona and I stood just 10 minutes before the start and just chatted, and she was so lovely. I didn't really know her. You know, she was this sort of, you know, huge icon of mine, and, you know, she was standing speaking to me 10 minutes before the race, and she kept me calm and just chatted me through what was going to happen in the day, and we just did sort of brief, you know, run and chit chat. And then at the end, she turned around to me and said, "Thank you so much for keeping me calm." And I said, "No, you kept me calm." And, you know, she's just an incredible athlete, and she's just somebody who's so inspirational. And she, you know, we will message back and forward if we've got races, and I'll wish her luck. And, you know, she's so modest as well. You know, I'll say, "How did your race go today?" And she'll say, "Oh, you know, went fine." And then you find out she's broken a world record. So, you know, she's so modest about it all as well. So yeah, she especially of the Masters community is somebody that I really look up to, that has really, really helped me since I've started running, definitely.